we sit here this evening, let us take a moment to look back at what we, as KBUILD, have accomplished and reflect on all that we've achieved together. Excellence is not an accident. It's the result of refusing to be average, of choosing integrity over shortcuts, and day after day relentlessly pursuing growth and innovation. At KBUILD, challenges are embraced, solutions are forged, and excellence is not just a goal, it is our standard. This is so much more than just our job. Rather, it is passion-fueled discipline in motion. Through hard work and relentless pursuit of quality, together we have built more than just luxurious projects. We've built a culture. A culture that's dedicated to developing leaders who are in pursuit of personal excellence, as well as a culture that values each and every member of our team. We at KBUILD recognize that our success is a product of working together as a cohesive team. Together, we will continue to push beyond the limits to deliver the best possible experience for our customers every time. Tonight, we celebrate a quarter century of undeniable success. Despite the fact of how amazing we have become, it wasn't always this way. This all started with an idea, a vision to create something lasting. October 21, 1977, Joshua Edward Camman took his first breath of life. His mother said a heartfelt prayer over him that he would grow up to be productive and successful in everything he set his hands to do. The results are self-evident.
He's always been different in the sense that he's always had high energy. He's always been very focused. Even when he was a little kid, he had his mind set on something. You weren't going to change it. He liked playing games and he wanted to win. And of course, all the kids were kind of like that.
He was very competitive.
Yes, he was, and still is.
I realized Josh was built different since we were kids, man. I mean, he's always had a knack for just getting people to do stuff and for making you feel like the one and only person in the room and the best thing in the world. And he thinks outside the box like nobody else.
He didn't always want to be in the construction industry. In high school, he had aspirations of becoming a flight attendant. He even tried his hand at glassblowing for a while. As a young boy growing up, he had proclivity for creating and building things with his hands, excelling in areas like math and shop class. After high school, the father of one of his girlfriends was a superintendent for the Jones Company and got him on a framing crew as a union carpenter, beginning his career in the building industry.
Josh worked for me, I'd say probably for I'm thinking maybe 6 months. Then he went on to other crews as I got on more Cubs. Josh was on a different crew in a different subdivision, and that's when he got hurt. He got hurt pretty bad, cut his leg really, really bad. And he ended up not coming back. And he started his own company.
KBUILD, it was kind of a dream. It was like a whisper. Josh had a Mazda B23 pickup, which was like the size of a Ford Ranger. And we would haul tools and trash and driving down the highway with a 30-foot extension ladder sticking over the top.
When we first met Josh 22, 24 years ago, he was kind of a shy guy, but he was good and personable, polite, professional. Stopped in the showroom back in 2001 to look for work. We decided to take a chance on him. We were at the time building a house, so we decided to have him do some work on the house for us so we get our feet wet with him.
I was Josh's first customer. He built my house in Wentzville, Missouri, which is the first house he ever built, and when he was first getting started. I would say one of my favorite memories of Josh would be his work ethic. Like, I've never met anybody like him that very hardworking, but he works smart too.
His discipline, I mean, it's unmatched, but you can't deny it. It's something that really has to be forged within, oneself. He's basically willed KBUILD into existence with his discipline, so.
Nothing stops him, nothing gets in the way. There's a hiccup here, hiccup there, no problem. You're still gonna get it done. still got all the fight in us to just continue to press forward. And that's what Josh does as a leader. He just continues to keep the fight.
He takes a lot of roles, and it's one person. And he leads in every single one of those roles. That inspires me because I want to be more of a leader as I continue to grow up.
As his new business steadily grew, he met a sales rep at Besita Flooring Company who would eventually become his future wife. Josh and Rochelle started dating, and Rochelle decided to join the KBUILD team, which became the catalyst that would propel the company to new heights.
Josh had business going several years before, but it wasn't the same. When those two met, there was kind of a synergy that occurred, and it just really changed, and things really took off in a different direction. And ever since then, it's
Yeah, she added an unbelievable element to the business.
When they got married, they clicked together like Lego pieces. They immediately started working together, and it worked so well.
She desired great things, and that was evident. She just pushed herself as a young kid, just getting the first job.
I love her heart. She means a lot to me. She's really been there a lot for me, but her heart, and it's not just with me, but I see her, everybody that comes into her office, not saying she's a very strong woman, and I admire that too, because I am too. And I've always felt that being a strong woman was not a good thing. And I see her strength and her heart. It helps to make me a better person. I'm 60, she's 25, 30, I want to be like her when I grow up.
There's been so many stories of her working up at the office at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night, getting the job done, and that motivates me to be a better leader, a better worker, because she's got my back. So I want to have her back.
She is a little ball of fire, and she never gives up. She'll go to bat for anybody as long as you go to bat for her.
She fights alongside Josh and always goes the extra mile to make sure no stone is left unturned.
When I met Josh and saw his determination, the way he carried himself real forthrightly to people, I knew by raising my daughter and her character that I knew them. They would go far.
They work well together, and they're a good match for each other. Probably the biggest thing would be their ability to communicate really good. Without communication, you don't have much.
Josh and Rochelle are both on the same page as far as trying to make it something special. And I believe they really are building something special for remodeling companies. To be able to do what they can do is pretty much unheard of. So
I just say I'm so proud of them. I've seen my prayers come to fruition for them, and who doesn't want to see their kids prosper?
I do want to highlight on just the behind the scenes that I get to see. I feel like nobody else gets to see behind closed doors and know that they do bring that home, and they do bring the care home, and they work through the night sometimes. They're the owners, but they put the most in. And I think they set such a good example, and I feel like that needs to be highlighted more.
And I believe that's just what it took, those two hooking up and realizing they both have a vision for big things. Because I'm a firm believer, if you get all the people on the same page that are key, you can't help but explode.
When I met Josh, it was nothing short of love at first sight. He was different than anyone that I had ever met. He was confident, but he was humble. He was so passionate about what he did, and I was in so much alignment with that. He accepted nothing except for the golden standard, and KBUILD was on another level of any construction company that I had ever worked with. Whatever obstacle I've seen come our way, I've always seen him choose the higher road. He's always done what he thought was right, regardless of the gain or deficit that it caused. I've seen him grow as a leader because of his continual pursuit of personal development, mental toughness challenges. With sheer relentlessness and unwaveringly, he has become the greatest leader that we could ask for here at KBUILD. He looks to God for guidance and chooses the paths less traveled, and it has served him well. Josh is the master conductor, and KBUILD is his symphony. KBUILD has always been a driven and passionate love story, and it's still being written. It's like I've been dreaming all these years, and I've never woken up. We've gained momentum over the years, and I've realized that KBUILD was becoming limitless. We have created a force that is positively impacting so many people's lives. Josh and I attribute everything that we've accomplished, the ground that we've covered, and the hundreds of homes that we've renovated, only possible because of the team that we have. The greatest sacrifice I have ever seen a team member make was during COVID. When we weren't sure if we were going to have to shut our company down, we knew that McDonald's would be open. And Danielle's sister worked at McDonald's as a manager. And Danielle was the first one to come to me, and she said, I'm going to take one for the team. Danielle offered to put her head on the chopping block to go to McDonald's, mind you. And she took that position because she said it would make way for other team members to have a space. I've never seen a sacrifice like that for our team. In 2 words, I would describe her as joy and loyalty. And I'm thankful to have her with me this many years. Kaylin is gifted like nothing I've ever seen. The way that she sees design is beautiful, but over that, I've seen her grow as a designer, but just as a person over these last few years with us. Megan came to us and interviewed, and I'm going to be honest, I chose the other candidate. And when they called Megan to say you didn't get the job, she said, let me talk to Rochelle. And she got me on the phone. And she said, why did you not hire me? Why did you not pick me? And I said, honestly, I will only hire people with character. And it was a character question that I had. So I went the other route. A couple of months and the other candidate didn't work out. But in the meantime, Megan pulled together no short of about 30 letters from past coworkers, family members, old teachers, people in her life that talked to her character. So nonetheless, when the other candidate did not work out, we pulled on Megan to the team. And she's been the strongest player in that seat that we've ever had, and I'm thankful to have her. Cora, when she began with us, was just a kid. In fact, I've watched her go from 1 baby to 4. She used to work at horse stables, so I'd call her the horse girl. I've never seen anyone put God on their resume, so I took a chance on Cora because she did have it there. She's taken our advice and she's followed in Josh and I's footsteps and become an incredible leader. She holds the line. She has no gray. She is black or white. She's perfected the systems that we work by and strive in today. And so I'm thankful. I wouldn't want to do it without her. Nicole underestimates herself and what she brings to the team. She's a driving force. She's trustworthy, and she is a woman of God. Emily walked in by storm. She decided she was going to come in and be a project manager, which is really insane to me because it is like jumping right into the fire. But she keeps this peace about her. And so working around her, there's just this calm in the workspace that I'm very thankful for. Faith, from day one, I knew she was my girl. There was an immediate connection with her and trust that I believe is a gift that only God can give you. She's the first person that I had ever shared our books with. I was at the point of staying up till midnight or later most nights just to be able to manage the books for this many people that had grown to that point. I was desperately in need of help, and we hired Faith. Little did I know it'd be shortly after that Faith needed us just as much as I needed her. Samantha was in my small groups at youth. I volunteer on Wednesday nights, and she happened to be one of these young girls that started in my small groups. She always stood out to me. In fact, she was the only one I've ever trusted to come home to watch my children. I never forget the first day that she started with us. I took her over to the hangar at SAS and had her measuring with me. I was positive she had no clue what I was getting her into. But there are very few young people that strive for searching for growth as she does. I can't wait to see the big things that she does with her life. Preston, you've grown so much over these years. From skill in your craft to leadership and personal growth, Preston encompasses the meaning of being a team player. Katie brings fun and a spicy dynamic, and I'm pretty sure to meet Katie is to love Katie. If you've met her, you'll love her. She lights up every room that she enters. Izzy brings a comfortability to this group. Each of us feel a bit uncomfortable being on camera and being recorded, and the feedback that I've always gotten from Izzy is that she makes them comfortable. And so we're all going to perform better on screen in our comfortability. And so she's a valuable member to our team for what we are trying to put out in the world. And for Taylor, so much as I love our team, he's my most cherished addition. I've watched him over the years continually surprise us with what he's capable of. When he joined our team earlier this year, as every parent would wonder about how their child will handle the day-to-day of their first career, he jumped in with both feet and he's made us proud. There's nothing more that I want than to create a legacy that can be carried on for generations. And I love seeing the loyalty and hard work of our young staff as they take the bull by the horns and give it everything that they've got. Jim represents integrity for this company. I respect him for his spiritual wisdom, and he is a man of God. Jay, I've just been wondering since I've met him, is he a man or is he a machine? He does whatever it takes to make this team successful, and he's never let us fail. He loves being everyone's go-to guy. Jared has a huge heart. He's competed over these years for the hardest worker against all of the hardest workers, and he's made me so proud. He gives it all he's got, and he's always had my back. Thank you, brother. Duran was the first person in the office with me. I've got him sitting next to me tonight. He's become the jack of all trades. I'm pretty sure he's done every job here now, maybe short of media. Duran is loved by all. He's basically the poster child for not giving up and taking ownership. I've watched him dig in and reap the rewards of it. You never know the opportunities that KBUILD can afford you for your family, for your future, until you dig in. Duran can tell you all about that. But my favorite thing about this company is that everyone has the opportunity to choose for themselves in their career. There's an endless amount of growth and expansion for anyone that wants to challenge themselves to reach their potential. Thank you for coming.
Joshua always had a gift for identifying potential talent in people and for providing clear, concise direction. He has built a dynamic team of innovative leaders who work together, creating something exceptional.
So first time I met Josh and Michelle, I was losing my job at Sports Authority. Sports Authority was going out of business. They filed bankruptcy and they had a closeout sale. And everybody in town came in and trashed our store. And so the store was completely upside down, and it stayed like this for a long time. So everything in the store stayed for that sale until it was all gone, right? So everybody's coming through, digging through stuff, throwing stuff all around, just trying to find whatever they can. A lot of people were just walking out the door as far as employees go, kind of just saying, I'm done with this. They're wiping their hands clean. They did all the work they wanted to do. They collect whatever check they could. At the point of time, they were just like, forget this, I'm done. But me, I just saw it through. I was there to, do my part. One of the days, Josh and Michelle came in, and they came in for an Olympic weight bench set. I helped them get it loaded up. And from there, one of them handed me a card. And me at the time, I didn't think much about it because I was just going right back to work. They didn't offer me a job. They offered me a career, which was different, which is what I actually needed and wanted. I was so blessed that Josh and Michelle found me and offered me a job, even though I had no experience
KBUILD, they're taking care of their employees and not having such chaotic workplace and making sure everything's set up to work best for a business. One place I worked actually had a 4x8 sign in their shop that said, "Embrace the chaos." And I'm like, no, can't do it. This is a business. And that's what I love about it. There is no chaos.
KBUILD has impacted my life the most by giving me a home. I've always strived to find somebody that you could push behind, that you could push and that would accept you and trust you and let you push them. And I found it here with Josh, and he's taken me under his wing. He really let me do my thing and trust me and let me flourish here.
I would say the way that KBUILD has impacted my life the most has been my self-esteem and my work. Before I started here, I did not believe in myself very much and wasn't sure of what I could do. Now I believe in what I can do and not what I'm afraid of.
KBUILD has impacted my life the most by forcing me outside my comfort zone. This industry kind of does that naturally with the challenges that arise. Really just trying to find the fortitude within myself to help navigate challenges and getting the opportunity to help lead others.
KBUILD impacted my life because it's taught me that hard work is nothing to be ashamed of. That if you're willing to put your head down and do the work and see it to the end, then it'll get you through almost anything in life.
KBUILD has impacted my life purely just through changing my mindset. The way I look at every single day, every breath I take is a blessing, and I don't fear through any situation. I don't let anything get me down or defeat me.
Most employees get treated like numbers. So you just come in and you clock in, literally a number. KBUILD's not that way. KBUILD's completely different. Everybody has a purpose. You are a person. You feel a space that is needed. You feel needed, so it feels great.
Part of KBUILD's mission is to see the potential in each and every team member, recognizing that everyone is a contributing factor to our success. And true success does not come easy. We all know that it takes a lot of hard work, discipline, grit, and determination to achieve that goal of excellence.
I believe KBUILD's purpose is to redefine the expectation of what a construction company is, or the general public's expectation of what construction or construction workers are, and while serving a greater good for not only the customer but our community.
I think what it's like to work with a company that has a mission to pursue excellence is just raising the standard for yourself every day. And no matter if you don't feel like pushing for it, somebody else around you is chasing it. So it really pushes you to raise the standard, and I love that.
Even just from our mindset, the way our boss instills the way we attack every single day, we're undefeatable.
I know that KBUILD's purpose is to create leaders who choose to pursue personal excellence every single day. And I ultimately believe that the benefactor of that is the customer. When you have a leader that shows up and you know that their standard's excellence, well, that's when everybody wins.
I've known for a while now that I've always wanted to be a part of something bigger, and as soon as I came to interview here, I knew that this place was full of big and amazing things. I have gained a lot of respect for everyone that works at this company.
The purpose is to not only show it in construction as much as to show the country kind of needs, is to get back to the core values of what it means to run a business and have a standard and live by it day in and day out.
I would say they put a big emphasis on the employee personal development, which helps throughout the rest of the culture of the industry, and I haven't seen many construction companies do that.
I believe KBUILD's purpose is to provide customers with a quality experience, and we strive to leave an impression on them.
So it's good working for a company that requires excellence, because I've always required it of myself, and I felt like that I never had a team to back me up. So it was kind of a one-man show, and I ended up doing all the hard shit because of that. See, it's really good to have a team behind you, because you can utilize them and leverage their skills and their help. It's just nice having a good team that has the same perfection goals as you.
I would say the main goal that I see through each and every department that we have is excellence. Although since we're human, we're going to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. We all put pressure on ourselves, though I think I see that in most of the employees here work very hard to do the best job that they can. I see that as Rochelle and Josh's goal is excellence. But even when we fail as humans, I have never felt like a failure here, ever. And that's what I love the most.
Working with a company that has a mission to pursue excellence honestly makes my day-to-day a lot easier. I have pretty high standards for myself, so working for a company that does the same just makes everything flow easy and make everything run smooth.
There's a lot of people here that have stepped up and don't even care about a challenge. They accept it and they love it. And there was only, a couple people, and then those couple people turned into 4. Those turned into 10 and 12. And now we've just surrounded ourselves with like a force. And those people lead with the same integrity that Josh and Rochelle expect.
The remarkable environment that has been created at KBUILD shapes a team committed to progress and continuous improvement, resulting in a positive impact on the lives of our members.
I started here February of 2021. My son was killed in April of 2021. I had texted Rochelle and said, I don't know if or when I'll ever be back. Rochelle didn't know my son. Rochelle sat at my son's funeral, which was probably 2 to 3 hours. I didn't know she was there till the end, but her caring about me. She would text me, still didn't come back. It was probably 7-8 weeks before I came back. Really was not planning on coming back. But through those 7 or 8 weeks, Rochelle loved on me. My favorite memory at KBUILD is the day I came back, that I forced myself to drive here. Rochelle had everything ready for me. She made sure there was no stress on me. And I'm sure she thought when I got here it was going to be, Faith's just going to make it. We're going to talk. And, I'm going to, just encourage her to come back. I was here 5 or 6 hours. Rochelle and I worked. Yes, we had our moment. That 5 or 6 hours, her and I working together was one of my favorite moments. Because not only did I make it, she made me feel she had my back. And really, she's had my back ever since. And so that's one of my favorite moments.
I just admire how everybody comes together for a common goal, and nobody's above doing anything. They'll jump in and they'll help you carry stuff. They'll help you sweep the floor. The camaraderie and the hard work that everybody's willing to put in, that stands up.
Who stands out the most amongst KBUILD employees? I don't think that you could say any one individual stands out as much as it's the team, because without the team, nothing happens. There's a lot of individuals that have the traits that keep the standard high. Without Preston, we wouldn't have media. Without Jeremy, we wouldn't have the craftsmanship to be able to compare to and keep that standard up amongst the other guys. Without Nate, we wouldn't have the efficiencies to be able to compare to and the grind that it takes for those guys to do their job. Without Duran, we really wouldn't be able to do almost anything. That guy will do anything for you at any time, and it's very appreciated.
I would say somebody that stands out a lot in the KBUILD team would be Danielle, because just the uplifting personality that she brings to the table. I don't think she's ever had a bad day since I've worked here in 3 years, even though she probably has. She just does a really good job of communicating and just an outstanding, above and beyond every expectation I've ever had encountered with her.
Everybody on the KBUILD team is extraordinary, but there's some people that rise to the top, and one of those people is Eric Emiser. He's very naturally gifted at leadership. He's great with people. He's a great confidant of mine. We've had growing pains to the media department over the years, and I've been able to just talk to him. He's talked me out of a lot of sticky situations, and I'm very glad to call him a friend, and it's exciting to work with him.
There are a lot of people that stand out to me here at KBUILD, but one individual stands out the most, and that is Cora. I've watched her grow into a remarkable leader who inspires us all with her dedication and support. It is inspiring to see how committed everyone is to their work and each other, and it motivates me on a daily basis.
He's not in our office anymore. He's at another location. But Duran means a lot to me. You can tell his heart for excellence is there as well. He works so hard, but he cares about people. And I could tell whenever he was in the office, he made sure to come in and say hi, give me a hug, made sure I had everything I needed from him. I really enjoyed working with Duran a lot, and he meant a lot to me, still does. Even when he's here, he comes in and gives me a hug, and it makes me happy.
Another person that sticks out above the rest on the KBUILD team is Katie Gissy. I get to work with her every single day. Her smile brightens up the room, and she's extremely talented. And I attribute our success on the KBUILD team because of her hard work and dedication. And I know if she doesn't see it right now, she's a great leader, and I'm very excited to have her on my team.
We were having a powwow with a customer, and I think Josh was there, and they were having managerial with homeowner meeting right there in the workspace, and lo and behold, Sammy falls right through the drywall in the middle of all of them while they're all talking. And that's probably one of my favorite standout moments that I have just on the sites. It was pretty classic, pretty hard to repeat.
One of my fondest memories through KBUILD, I would say, is probably during building the Sunflower Hill Farms wedding venue. Me and my buddy were doing all the shiplap up there, and I unfortunately shot him in the hand from 2 feet away, right in front of aunt and uncle.
Mike Palaio stands out to me the most. He's super flexible with the media team, and he's always making sure about things like, oh, you guys want to go film this? Or even with the time lapses, he's super aware about those. Even through like our talking heads, he was just really nice about it and motivates me to be a hard and detailed worker like him.
Dave is a legend, right? He was here on day one. He worked on that project. When we expanded the barn, he was there for that. We did a greenhouse, and we didn't know what we were going to do there. Dave showed up, and he brought Jeremy to town, and Jeremy built a greenhouse. I mean, there's thousands of parts, and it was like a little kid with Tinker Toys, and he figured out how to make it work. It was unbelievable that he was able to do that.
He was truly an engineer on that project.
All the workers work so hard, and they work together. You don't see that a lot.
I first met Chuck. It was just a combination of his personality and his infectious smile, and just his humor. We became bros. There might have been a few hugs back and forth. We became best friends.
I loved the communication between them. When I had questions with Kenny, he would tell me right away. Or when the sauna was being built, Chuck answered all the questions that I had.
Yeah, Sherry's, perfectionist, which aligns with KBUILD. And it was easy from there on out, where it would be challenging with some companies.
It would have been.
The person that we hadn't met up to that point from just various projects that we have done with KBUILD was Jay. And Jay kind of stood out just because he's a very big personality. And we met Jay, it was Josh, Jay, myself, and Julie. We met at a company to look at different stones and stuff for the fireplace, for the bar. And walking in, we had no idea what we wanted. We just knew what we didn't want, which is usually the case, right? So you have an idea of hey, I want it to look this way. And what was great was they both had the patience to keep walking with us and keep looking. And then we came across some material that we weren't even sure if we could use it. And then we realized that we could. And I think the reason that Jay stood out for us, for both Julie and I, was the fact that when we asked if he had worked with that material before, he had said no. He goes, but it's nothing that I can't figure out. So it was more not only just, hey, let's figure out what you want, and then once we figure that out, we determine this is the material we're going to use, we will find a way to make it work. So just that collaboration of design to execution and just him making it perfect.
I feel like KBUILD's continued to grow like it has because we're the best. People want to work for a winning company. We're a winning company.
We've accomplished a lot, done huge projects, and I've watched the teams grow, encourage each other, and just all around, I feel like we are stronger than we were when I started.
I would have to say, at one point in time in my career, I'd say, it couldn't be done without so-and-so or so-and-so, but that's what makes a team is that it's collective individuals that make a team what it is. I think that you can't place one individual higher than the other. I think we all work together as a team, and I'd say it's the team that makes KBUILD great.
I can't believe it's been 25 years. I know what you guys are thinking. I don't even look 25 years old. How's that possible? I get that a lot. But, you know, none of this would be possible without first and foremost God. I give all the glory to God. He's given me the opportunity. He's given me strength. He's taught me lessons. And none of that would even be possible if my parents didn't instill God in my heart when I was a little kid. I remember my parents, I would always the last one when we're going to church. And my dad would be out there with my brother and sister and mom, all dressed up, and I would be the last one. My dad would just be blaring on the horn, and then he'd just start shutting the garage door like he's going to leave me, and I'd come tumbling out underneath the garage door like Indiana Jones in my little suit. My dad would be so pissed. He'd peel out in front of the neighbors, get to the top of the subdivision, and this was like a weekly thing. Peel out of the neighborhood, and my mom would be like, "Eddie, we are on our way to church." But if it wasn't for that, and if it wasn't for my parents instilling God in my life, I wouldn't be here tonight with all of you. So first and foremost, I got to thank God. Second, I got to thank my wife, because without her, none of it's possible. So, you know, my wife strives to be a Proverbs 31 lady. So I summed it up for you, because I think it's like probably perfect for who she is. I summed up Proverbs 31. You can read the whole thing later, but this is kind of her to a T. She has no fear in what the future may bring. When she speaks, her words are wise and kind. Kindness is the rule when she gives instruction. Her children stand and bless her. Her husband praises her with these words. There are many victorious and capable women, but you surpass them all. A woman who fears the Lord will be greatly praised, and she will be rewarded for all she has done. Her good deeds should publicly bring her honor and recognition. So that sums up my wife in a nutshell. But most of you, I get a lot of the credit for being, I don't know, maybe the entrepreneur that started KBUILD, or maybe get a lot of the credit for being the face of KBUILD. But honestly, she is my backbone. I wouldn't be able to do this. She's an unbelievable entrepreneur, an unbelievable mother, an unbelievable best friend, all of the above. And if you guys knew that how much she gives at work, and then she stays up to wee hours in the morning, like she said, because she didn't have time to get her work done, then she's back up early in the morning making breakfast for the kids, and somehow still has time to have an epic birthday party or event like this, all in the middle of that. It's pretty amazing, and that's why she strives to be a Proverbs 31 wife. And I think the most important decision anybody can make is picking their spouse. When you have the right spouse, you will flourish. And baby, I love you. I couldn't do this without her. And third of all, I couldn't do this without my team. They say if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, you build a team. My job is to hire talent, but my goal is to build leaders and push them to the potential. And man, have we built some leaders here. So I want to highlight those leaders tonight, the other half, because we're getting too big for both of us to do everybody. So we got to split this up. But I want to start with my St. Charles guys. Keith and Brian. I don't know where Brian is, but Keith, you're right there. There you are, big dog. You guys, so let me tell you a little story. First off, I'm going to start with Keith, because Keith told Rochelle when we first started dating, because I will never work for your boyfriend. You know, I'm competitive. So I was like, we'll see about that. Well, now Keith's one of my business partners, an incredible salesman, and has built St. Charles into what it is today through the sales and the level that we've gotten to with Brian. Brian started at KBUILD as a carpenter. And when he found out we were acquiring St. Charles, he said, I want to be a salesman. I'm like, bro, I can't pay you the same to go start over. You don't even know how to draw cabinets. And so Brian willed himself, came after work every day on the weekends and literally learned how to draw 20/20 on his own time, because it takes the work to get the reward, and Brian did that. And where we are now, 3 years in, we have more Google reviews, 5-star Google reviews than any kitchen and bath company in all of St. Louis. And it's because of the leadership by these two guys and the rest of the team, Nick, Dan, and Devin. And this crew is unbelievable. This crew is disciplined. Dan, we stood in this very room 2 years ago, and you started in the office with the girls, then you moved to the fab shop, and you just never really found where you belonged. And I said, man, you got to just find where you belong and you will flourish. Dan found where he belonged, and he has flourished into one of the most incredible, talented leaders we have. He was nominated twice tonight. That means he's coming. He's coming for this because he's hungry. Nick, one of my best friends. Talk about sheer discipline. You guys think I'm disciplined? I know that when I show up at that gym at 5 a.m, that Nick will be there. That KBUILD band will be there. So I know, sheesh, I got to go because that dude's going to be looking for me. It's just, his work ethic's unbelievable. The things that he's doing on the side, I just love seeing my guys buy houses, new cars, get married. It's just, that's success to me. Devin, he's new, but I got to tell you this story about Devin. He's young. He was in college. I've been doing this crazy workout, and when I'm doing my workout, I don't stop. When I start this one particular section, it's 350 jumping jacks straight, and if I don't get it, I got to start over. He walked up to me, and I think I was like on 47, and I was like, this dude's in trouble. I was like, I ain't stopping. And this kid, I didn't know who he was, just waited patiently for me to finish the other 300 jumping jacks. And then he handed me this handwritten resume, front and back, and he said, you know what? I'm in college. I'm not sure what I want to do, but I watch how you carry yourself at the gym. I watch how your company is, and I want to be part of something like that. And that's what's so incredible. Devin, I think he was the only other guy this year at Christmas at 5 a.m. besides one other person there. And he was there when I showed up. And you're going to go really far if you keep that up. Discipline is everything. It says in the Bible, the most important thing you can get is wisdom and discipline. And that is what I believe takes people to the next level. Luke, Chino, and Andrew, there you are. The mustache is on point tonight, Andrew. On point, brother. I love that mustache. Luke, I've watched you. I think you started here when you were maybe 18, 17, and right out of homeschool. And you were just kind of this tall, maybe lanky kid, and now he became my youngest crew leader ever, the highest paid youngest guy I've ever paid. I've watched him buy houses, get married. You are the definition of winning, Luke. I'm so proud of you. Andrew, the one word I have about you, besides your great work ethic, besides you winning most improved tonight, is just how grateful you are. Like, you thank me and my wife for everything that we do. Like, attitude is everything. Attitude, I tell my children, change your attitude, change your life. Your attitude is unbelievable. Chino, that's not his real name. His real name's Zeus. It's spelt like Jesus. And if I was him, I would just go by Jesus. I don't know why you don't go by Jesus, bro. He comes to work every single day with an incredible smile. He just had a brand new baby. It's sitting over here, beautiful little baby. He's not even in here right now, but his wife is. But it's incredible to watch when you're with people and you watch them grow and you watch them have families. And it's crazy because in 25 years, I've had people retire. And it's like, how's that even possible? So thank you to the St. Charles guys. I mean, we're all KBUILD, but you guys have built something incredible. So I can't thank all of you enough. Jeremy literally became one of my best friends. Best craftsman, 3 years in a row now? I know that every time, 4 years. Sorry about that, bro. I know that some of these crazy projects that you guys see, I know that when I get them, I'm not scared because I know that we'll figure it out no matter what. He's tough, he's rugged, but the biggest awesome part about Jeremy is if he's working within 10 minutes of my house, every Friday morning before 7 a.m., there's donuts on the front porch for my kids. They know, is Jeremy working by? Donuts are dropped off. He's become part of our family. And I love you, brother. I got to be with him and his family last week. And here's the cool story about Jeremy. I'm going to go on for about 10 people because he brought them all and his family works there. So his brother, Mike, look at that big dude over there having some tears. He's so tough. Mike, Caroline, unbelievable carpenter, unbelievable personality. Every time I've given Mike a raise, one of the craziest things about it is that he excels higher and higher. He pushes more production than I've ever seen anybody push. It was like, I give him a raise and he's working harder. I'm like, bro, I just gave you a raise. I have to give you another one. Like, it's crazy. Mike, I appreciate you, craftsman. Both of you, unbelievable. And then Jeremy brought Dustin, which is his son-in-law. And then Dustin, we call you you're a silent killer, man. Your attitude is everything. And I mean, I couldn't be more proud of you. A cool story about Dustin is last year, we give out gifts to all of our team members. And last year I gave out personal Bibles. I guess he went to his dad's house the next day and his dad's a carpenter. His dad called me and said, you gave my son a Bible. I want to work at a company like that. So now I got his dad. So he gets to work with his son. Ray's turned his life around 11 years ago. He's sober 11 years today, or in the last couple days. And he actually, the reason I got these beautiful new teeth is because Ray had the most prettiest teeth when he started. And I was like, damn, dog. Anyways, it's a pleasure. I know it's an honor to work with your son. It's an honor to work with my son, Taylor. And, you know, the thing I love about Ray is he's coachable, he's teachable. And he always asks, how can I get better? How can I get better? What can I do to get better? And if you're coachable and teachable, and you think after 25 years, you'd have this thing figured out. And it's like the more wisdom I gain and the longer I go, I realize it's I don't know shit. It's like, you think you know more, but it's just crazy because you can never learn. You never know enough. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know. And then they brought Mr. Keith here. Keith, the word I have for you is you're the most selfless man I've ever met. And I appreciate working with you. Keith, when people's van or trucks go down, Keith says, here, take my company vehicle. I'll drive my personal vehicle. His attitude is unbelievable. Your work ethic. You got somehow in 2 years, you got up here with hardest worker with with my brother and Jay. That's unbelievable, Keith. You were voted by all your peers for that. I'm really appreciate that. I really respect you and I love your attitude. And then Keith brought Ed. This is the best referral basis ever. These dudes are unreal. Ed, the day that there was 2 guys we were questioning to hire, and we were interviewing them, and we chose you. And it's been incredible to watch. You've already not only is your work ethic incredible, you're a joy to work around. Your attitude is always on point, and I know that you're going to be running crews on your own shortly because it's undeniable. Your craftsmanship, your production, and everything, and I'm super happy that you joined our team. Flex, where you at, big dog? Flex started here. What were you, 18? I think he's been here for 8 years now ish. Something like that, whatever. I've been through some challenging times with Flex, and I've watched him grow up. And I've always been there for him. And you saw him, he was nominated more than anybody tonight. And that just means he's just Flex. I'm so proud of you because I've watched you buy houses, move on. You're trusted. You've earned my respect. You've earned my trust. I love pushing you. I love watching you grow, bro. And I love where you are right now and just running our crews for us. We don't check up on you because you got this, bro. Yeah. You don't want to see me because if you see me, I'm coming after you. Lewis, where you at, big dog? You care so much. You know what the media team always says about you? Every time we show up, how are you doing? What can I do for you? Always with a smile on your face. Like I said, attitude is everything. You're there every day. We know we can count on you. This guy, He's from Guatemala, and I think it's like, what is it, $11 to $1. This dude's got real estate all through Guatemala. I can learn some things from this guy. He has brand new houses. He's like the real estate king in Guatemala, and he works here. He's like making what Noel makes, like lawyer fees or something in Guatemala money. Nathaniel, where are you at? There you are. One word for you, brother. Innovator. You're the funnest guy I've ever watched. You make microwaves out of toolboxes. I'm like, how does this guy even do that? I just watching you work, Nathaniel, is I think anybody gets a kick out of it. It's unbelievable. He finds a process for what we're doing and he makes it better. He comes back. He'll work at home. He'll come back with a gadget. He's like Inspector Gadget. I've never met anybody like you, man. It's really cool to see. To my painters, Mike Breeden. Mike Breeden, not only are you a unbelievable painter and production, that's not even what I'm going to highlight tonight. You know what me and my wife admire about you the most? Is your relationship with your wife. You guys are best friends. How emotional you get when you talk about your grandkids or your kids. That's what we love about you, Mike. Not only are you a jokester, we love that about you, Mike. John's getting ready. John's been with us, and John has brought so much. He does our wallpaper, and he came from Germany. He's actually he's going to yell at me. It's not MMA. He's actually a fighter. Was it? Muay Thai. And he's a champion. He's leaving us. He's going to work for us part-time, but he's going to the police academy. And we wish you well, John. And if anybody's going to speed through Overland, because I know a guy that can get me out of the ticket, okay? If you're in my vans, when you're speeding, just make sure it's through Overland. Kenny, you're a joy. That's what I have for you. Not only you're an unbelievable artist, the stuff I've watched you pull off on the stuff you do is amazing. You're an artist and you're joyful. You're just a joyful man. I've been through you with some challenges over the years that you've been through, and your attitude is everything. You come here with joy in your heart, and you know I got your back, right? Love you, brother. Mike Paleo. I can officially call Mike Paleo tonight 6-time award-winning Mike Paleo. If you were wondering why he was so nervous up here, because he holds the ring of most care 6 years in a row, voted for by his peers. I don't make these votes. These are his peers. Mike has become one of my personal friends, and this guy cares so much about his job that he takes it personal, and it's unbelievable to see Mike. Dave Turner. Okay, Dave Turner, you saw us said I started back in 1999, and I worked on his crew. So I started my career with Dave Turner yelling at me, "My daughter can carry more studs than you." And now Dave Turner's retiring this year, and so he gets to end his career with me yelling at him. Dave, you're always going to have a special spot in my heart, and your anxiety won't go up when you see my name on your phone ringing during the day when you retire. But you're very special. You're a legend, as Mike Camman said on here. You're a legend to everybody. Dave's been in the industry, 37 years? 47, my bad. Dave's been in the career as old as I am. That's crazy. You were a carpenter when I was born. Eric, the one thing I can say about Eric is Eric came to me for maybe 6 months asking for a job, and I was like, he was an executive chef making really good money in some of the highest end restaurants, and he said he was sick of the hours, sick of the late nights closing, and he was like, I want to work for you guys. And I was like, no, I think I rejected you. How many times? What? A lot. So I rejected Eric a bunch of times. And finally, after I realized how resilient this kid was, he said, look, just I can afford to take a pay cut because I married a lawyer. And boy, did I start him down here. He goes, put me with your hardest crew leader. And I was like, you don't want that dude. Trust me, my brother, you do not want him. And Eric, the one thing I can say about Eric is, he started here. He's here now. He's helping me run things. What changed his entire career was he decided, I never really talked to him, and I had an argument with him one day, and it changed everything for him. And what I learned from Eric at that moment is what he learned, and I think everyone in this company, from the office to the media team to the carpenters, everybody, he decided to start serving people. That's a true leader. A true leader serves. He's peer-to-peer leadership. And that is where you flourish. That is where a true leader grows, is when they serve others. So I want to thank everybody on my team. I didn't even get to talk about everybody. My wife took the other half. I do want to highlight my media team. They have grown. We have grown from 1 follower to now 500,000 across the platform, 72 million views. We get paid on YouTube now. The marketing that you guys see, this videos that we watch, that's all from them. And I mean, it started with Preston. It started with the dream. He just came to me. I don't know how I don't know how that came about, but you came here, and I said, make me a promo video. And he showed me this promo video. Had nothing to do with construction. It was chicks, guns, and cars. And I was like, that's so cool. And I hired him. And from there, we went, now we got a media team and an unbelievable presence across St. Louis. And to my office girls, you are the backbone to this company. I mean, just literally the backbone to this company. You're so organized. You guys, unbelievable work ethic. So organized. So just, I couldn't be more grateful to work with you guys. I'm thankful to my fab shop and the warehouse guys. Jay, you're an amazing, I've never seen anybody like you, bro. I don't know how you got a suit coat to fit you tonight. Like, I don't even understand that. Like, I've never seen Jay in a suit coat. I think they had a quilt, something like a king bedspread together for that big dude to fit into it. But, I couldn't do without you, Jerron, Jarrett, you guys in the warehouse, the gym, saying that prayer tonight. I mean, unbelievable, man of God. I'm just so thankful. I couldn't be more thankful. Let's see where we go, and then I'll come back up.
One of the biggest investments that Josh and Michelle made was their purchasing the building that would become their first showroom. This acquisition was purchased from Frank Conrad, a lawyer who owned the 10,000 square foot building in St. Peter's. However, the space was outdated and in desperate need of improvement. Without hesitation, the KBUILD team got to work transforming the aging structure into a cutting-edge design showroom. Through their hard work and shared vision, the space evolved into a state-of-the-art facility ready to inspire clients into bringing their dreams alive. Josh and Michelle continued their ambitious mission to revolutionize the construction industry. Having always been closely involved with St. Charles Kitchens and Baths, the KBUILD team worked tirelessly to keep that partnership strong. As Dave and Cindy prepared to retire, a new chapter in the company's journey began, carrying their legacy forward.
We were the original owners of St. Charles Kitchens and Baths since 1993. And as we got older and getting ready to retire, we started talking about how we're going to get rid of the business. Several years before we actually told it to Josh, he expressed an interest in it. That was something that we went out to dinner a couple times and talked about it, and we started feeling better and better about it.
So I started working at St. Charles Kitchens and Baths with the original owners. We were still at the original location, or the old location that they'd been at for about 30 years. Shortly after training under Dave for a few months is when KBUILD actually acquired St. Charles Kitchens and Baths.
When he did decide to take the business over, we felt very good because he was passionate. He knew it was our baby. He knew what it meant to us.
And you could see a big change in the trajectory of the company from just being kind of even keel for the last 10 years. Just high levels of motivation going up, people wanting to see the business do well, wanting to apply themselves and go a little bit farther beyond what it had been doing. So about a year and a half after being in that location, or maybe closer to 2 years, is when we were able to purchase our new showroom location, do a build out, and kind of expand from 1 cruise to 2, and just ultimately grow what the business is capable of.
Always warmed my heart knowing that we're turning our business over to somebody that's going to love it and nurture it as much as we did, if not more.
With both businesses now established, the number of employees began to grow. With strong leadership and shared commitment to excellence, the team continued to flourish and reach new heights of growth and achievement.
I was the 7th employee, and there was plenty of room, and Josh and Michelle would tell us at the meetings once a month that we are going to grow. We want leaders, and everybody in this room is a leader, and we all need to start acting like leaders. And then he just started hiring people.
I've seen us go from 20 guys to 30 guys to 40.
That number has grown rapidly, double, triple probably. We didn't have media when I first started, so if you look at it now,
we were sitting in a tiny little office with 3 people. The air conditioning didn't work.
With growth comes new challenges, and Josh and Michelle realized that KBUILD was now on the brink of rapid expansion. With the acquisition of their 3rd commercial building, the stage was now set for the next level of growth.
All of the media department made a vision board, and literally verbatim, this is what was on my vision board. And it's really cool that your boss does that for you. Not very many people have a boss that's gonna custom make you a workspace.
The warehouse provided the needed room to bring KBUILD Fab into existence.
Well, Josh has been my best friend for a long time, and he just always talked about how he wanted to do something on the next level and start a fabrication shop. So after 3 years of talking about it, we decided to just do it. You know, I never stepped foot in a granite shop before I came here, and then I had to learn every aspect of the job, from working with the customers and the installation to the fabrication and how the materials act. It's great when you figure out something and it comes together and it looks perfect, but it's also a lot of hours and a lot of hard work and a lot of stress.
Our team has dedicated countless hours and achieved the impossible. The stage is now set to bring our customers' dream projects to life.
So the first impressions weren't with KBUILD was just unbelievable. I mean, we had all these things we had to do to follow with St. Charles County, all these rules, regulations, and our dream was crushing before us because we weren't gonna be able to do anything. Josh kind of jumped in, and he really was able to take our design and bring it to life and still be in compliance. Like, he found different things that we could do that made us happy, but it also made the county happy, and it just gives total confidence we're gonna be able to do this project. What stands out most about KBUILD has to be their commitment to excellence. They strive to do everything to a level of perfection that no other builder I've ever seen try to do. It really has been a partnership with KBUILD from the start. You know, it's really about something really special.
Hiring KBUILD was like the best decision that we could have made. You know, there's nothing like it, in my opinion. There's nobody in St. Louis doing that kind of work. When you see a KBUILD, even our basement, you know the signature beams. That's the difference between what nobody else is doing. Nobody else can touch it.
I mean, I got so much feedback from the neighbors. I would actually invite them in and let them look at what the progress was. And the quality of work is, you can't compare it to other companies. Like, some of them go, wow, I wish I would have, did my homework like you guys did. But they'll know next time.
Meeting everybody and knowing that the same goal is in mind, and that goal is satisfying and having repeat customers. And I know this is probably the 5th or 6th project that we've done with KBUILD. And over time, you kind of develop a relationship of, hey, this is kind of what I expect, and can you or can you not meet those expectations? And KBUILD as a whole has repeated time and time again that they can meet those expectations for me. What I admire about the KBUILD team is kind of the focus on what's next. How do we continue to grow? How do we continue to get better?
Throughout all of this history, its ups and downs and growth, one man has been faithfully by Joshua's side for more than 20 years, with an unwavering commitment to holding the line.
Why have I stuck it out all these years? I've seen it all from day one. It was always a dream. Every step of the way, I believed it, and here we are, 25 years later, and it's been an awesome ride.
Nate has stood strong with unwavering systems and efficiencies, and by default has created more leaders in this company than anyone else. Nate, if you could please come up. Nate knows the assignment and he follows it through every single time. I'm not only thankful to be on Nate's team, but I'm thankful to call him my brother. He makes the KBUILD name proud.
We got a special video for you, Nate Dogg. Let's watch this. So what can I say about my brother? He was with me, my very first employee. He's been with me through this entire thing. I'm going to tell a little story. What is this? Maybe a decade ago. We were sitting in this garage. Maybe it was 12 years ago. I was getting out of the field, kind of taking over management, and my brother was stepping up, and he was the leader. And we were sitting on these 2 Home Depot buckets for lunch in some customer's garage. We got this huge fight about who is the better crew leader. He was telling me he was better than me, and that's impossible. And I was like, there is no way you're better than me. We got in such a fight that we didn't talk for like 4 or 5 weeks. And then we went to dinner for my parents', I think it was 40th wedding anniversary. It was my sister and her husband and my mom and dad and Nate and his wife. And I started bringing this up, and I could see my brother fuming. What are you bringing this up for right now? We're at my parents' anniversary. So, but I ended it because everybody knows who Brady and Gronk is, the greatest duo ever when they played on the Patriots. And at that night, I brought these gift packets. I got myself a Brady helmet, and I ended the speech that he will always be my Gronk. And I got him a signed Gronk helmet. And so the Patriots and Brady and Gronk moved on from the Patriots to the Buccaneers, and they won another Super Bowl. Just like we moved on and have grown so big, and we've acquired St. Charles Kitchen and Bath, and I call Nate, he's special because he's my wingman. He'll always be my Gronk. So Nate, I got you another signed helmet from Gronk from the Buccaneers when they went on to win the Super Bowl together. Come over here. Let's get a photo. So I wanted Nate to know that you've been my Gronk. You'll always be my Gronk. You'll always be my wingman. I love you, bro.
Be my Brady.
Let's get a photo.
May we have one other gift for you.
For 20 years of hard work, crazy dedication, and helping me build this dream, for 20 years, we'd like to give my brother $20,000. I love you, Nate. Can we get another photo? I knew he was going to cry like a baby.
Get a happy Gilmore tech.
So thank you, Nate. I love you, brother.
Actually, care.
Yes. No, we'll give you the real check later. So thank you. We love you, man.
Thank you. Love all of you.
There's one other thing that I wanted to highlight before I head off the stage. We did a tally across the whole company because the fact is that we didn't make Jeremy who he is in construction today. We are receiving the benefits for all the years he had before that. And there's several other people that had years and years in this industry before they made it into KBUILD. So when you see their names come up and they're 3 years with KBUILD, 5 years with KBUILD, they had a whole lifetime ahead of that made them who they are and what they brought to the team. So I thought it was interesting to say what we have cumulative with all of us. So at KBUILD, we have 237 years together as a team and 707 years in the industry behind us. So thank you for everyone for the hard work and dedication that you've had to your careers and to KBUILD all of these years.
So, I don't know how I forgot this one person. He's my best friend since high school. He was at the top of the chart and I forgot him somehow. So, Chuck, I didn't forget you, buddy. Actually, I did, but I'm going to make sure I do this before we toast this night out. So, besides Chuck's an incredible craftsman and knowledge and all that stuff, the thing about Chuck is, in sophomore year, I remember Chuck walking in high school. From head to toe, Tommy Hilfiger sandals, shorts, belt, shirt, fanny pack, backpack, visor, and the tannest kid I ever saw. And I was like, that dude's wouldn't be my best friend. And ever since then, me and Chuck have been best friends. We can finish each other's sentences. He's the kind of friend you don't go to the funeral, wedding, or important meeting with because if you look at him, you guys can't stop gut laughing. And everybody needs a friend like that. Chuck, I love you, brother. So if everybody can get ready, we got one last great promo, but I want to toast the night out before we watch this last promo of all our accomplishments. You know, if 25 years ago, you would have told me that entrepreneurship was the hardest path you could possibly choose, that you were going to take arrows year after year, you were going to be the villain in people's story, that you were trying to help, you were going to lose best friends, you were going to upset family members, people would steal from you, you would have panic attacks, there'd be years you can't pay yourself, but everyone else must be paid, I would have been like, yo, keep that shit, bro. I'm going this way. But even though this has been the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, this has been the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my life. It's so rewarding because the goal is to just help people. And when, it's not about when you're young and you start this thing as an entrepreneur or a business, it's about what you can accomplish, like from material things. And then you realize that has nothing to do with it. It's what you can provide for others, what you can help others achieve. And so even though it's the hardest thing, it's the most rewarding thing. I've gained new friends. I've gained new family. I've been able to help more people than I ever thought or ever could even imagine. Just like the buffalo, on the other side of the storm is the reward. So never stop fighting. never give up, choose discipline, and never stop believing, because when you believe, you can achieve. And God didn't put us on this earth to be average. God put us on this earth to be great. Cheers.